Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into a dish that is so much more than just a meal. It's pretty much the story of an entire island, all in one bowl. So get ready, because we're about to explore a delicious and surprisingly complex dish that some people say is the very soul of Taiwanese street food. Okay, so when you think of Taiwan's national dish, I bet braised pork rice is the first thing that pops into your head. And yeah, it's an icon, for sure. But there's a really strong case to be made for another contender, goose rice. A lot of people believe this is the dish that better captures the true spirit of Taiwanese cuisine. You know, its ingenuity and its just relentless pursuit of amazing flavor. So let's get into it. So braised pork rice is that beloved hearty comfort food. We all know it, we all love it. But goose rice? Well, it tells a totally different story. It was born from this philosophy of resourcefulness, of taking a special celebratory meal and turning it into an everyday art form, literally using every single part of the goose. The result is something delicate, savory, and in so many ways, a true unsung hero of Taiwanese food. And the history of this dish is just fascinating. I mean, it started out as this super rare treat, something you'd only get to eat at huge celebrations like New Year's or a big wedding. But then, everything changed in the 1970s with the introduction of this white Roman goose. This breed grows really fast, and it completely revolutionized the industry, transforming goose rice from a once-a-year luxury into a daily culinary icon that people enjoy all over the island. So what is it that makes this simple-looking bowl so complex and so beloved? Well, it all comes down to the craftsmanship, a kind of dedication that the Taiwanese call ji rin hon, which basically means the craftsman's spirit.
Yeah, creating the perfect bowl isn't just cooking. It's more like a four-step ritual where every single detail matters. You gotta think of it like a symphony of technique. Let's break it down.
First off, the goose is never boiled, because that would just make the meat tough. No way. Instead, it's gently poached in water that's just below boiling, and it's infused with all these aromatics like ginger, scallions, and star anise. It's like this slow, luxurious bath that locks in all the moisture. It really shows you that intense focus on getting that perfect, tender texture. All right, next up is the absolute soul of the dish, the goose oil. And this really embodies this traditional concept of si wu liao li, or waste not cuisine. The rendered fat, which was once a super precious resource, is transformed into liquid gold by frying it with crispy shallots. And that fragrant oil, that's what gives the rice all of its magic. And then there's the slice, and believe me, this is an art form. Expert chefs can actually read the grain of the meat, and they slice right against it to a super precise thickness. We're talking between 0.3 and 0.5 centimeters. If it's any thinner, you lose that satisfying texture. Any thicker, and it's going to be tough to chew. It's literally a science to get that perfect bite. Okay, but here's the thing. This crust, it is not the same everywhere you go on the island. Where you eat goose rice in Taiwan completely changes the whole experience. Each region puts its own unique spin on the bowl, so let's take a quick road trip. So up in the capital, Taipei, you're going to find these really sophisticated versions like the famous smoked goose at Cheng, which has even gotten a Michelin recommendation. Then you head south to Chiayi, and places like Cheng Goose treat the dish like a work of art. And of course, in Tainan, the island's food capital, restaurants like Wenba Goose are famous for this signature subtle sweetness in their sauce that just perfectly complements the savory meat. You know, a great bowl of goose rice hardly ever comes alone. It's the star of the show, for sure, but it has this fantastic supporting cast of side dishes that really complete the meal and balance out all those incredible flavors. Braised bamboo shoots are the classic partner. They just soak up all that rich goose oil while giving you a crisp texture that cuts right through the richness. Now, for the more adventurous, you've got chives with goose intestines, which are flash blanched, so they have this incredible crunchy, springy texture. And honestly, sometimes the ultimate pro move is to just order a plain bowl of rice drizzled with that golden goose oil, just to appreciate that pure, amazing flavor. So why does this humble dish mean so much to the people of Taiwan? Well, it's because goose rice represents this really deep cultural connection that goes way beyond just what's on the plate. For a truck driver on a long trip, it's the perfect comforting meal to recharge. For a Taiwanese person living somewhere else in the world, it's often the very first thing they crave when they get back. It's a true taste of home. And for the younger generation, enjoying a bowl is a really delicious way to connect with and honor their heritage. This really just captures it all, doesn't it? Goose rice provides both physical nourishment and this powerful emotional connection. It's like comfort, memory, and identity, all served up in one bowl. And hey, on top of all that history and flavor, there's a modern health twist. Goose fat is remarkably high in unsaturated fatty acids, which has earned it the nickname the olive oil of poultry. This means that today's health-conscious food lovers can enjoy a rich, traditional meal with maybe a little less guilt and a lot more nourishment. So at the end of the day, what this all shows us is that food is never just food. It's a story, it's history, it's craft, and it's culture. A single bowl of goose rice tells the story of Taiwan's agricultural past, its culinary innovation, and its deep sense of home. So the next time you eat, maybe think about the story in your bowl. Thanks for joining this explainer.